Zone 2 will be a jog, and zones 3 and 4 will be faster runs. You're gonna watch it happen. It's gonna happen quicker than you think. But again, ego out the door, stop comparing to everybody else. Let's get the results much sooner and start feeling better about ourselves. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Holly, and today we're talking about Zone 2 training. More specifically, we're talking about, is it okay that my Zone 2 training is a walk and not a run? I posted a video a few weeks ago where we talked all about how to modify your running technique so that it felt less hard so that you could stay in Zone 2 for longer. But a lot of you guys wrote back to me in the comments and my inbox saying there's no way I can be in the act of running and keep my heart rate that low. So what we're talking about today is all the specifics that you can use in your walk training to build up to eventually run in Zone 2. We're gonna talk about how you can get the exact benefits you need, grow in a nice gradual state that feels comfortable to you right now, and really we're gonna talk about how to check your ego at the door. This doesn't need to be compared runner to runner, walker to walker. You're gonna get there, we just need to be at the right pace. Let's jump right in. Quickly guys, if you have not seen that Zone 2 video I'm referring to, go watch it and then come back to this. It will give more context to what I'm saying today. I think it will benefit you to have watched both. For everyone who's already seen that video, we are jumping into this one now. Reminder guys, Zone 2 training, the purpose of it is to get your base level of fitness higher so that everything you build onto that feels super strong and you feel more fit to last for longer. More simply said, you want your low effort runs to eventually feel like what a walk around your neighborhood does now. You want that base level to be super solid, and eventually we want that Zone 2 to be happening in a run. But you're watching this video because right now, any type of run or jog is taking you too high in that heart rate that we can't really consider it Zone 2. This is why in today's video, my main goal for you is to ask yourself, what activity can I do for 30 minutes or longer sustained? No breaks, not having to stop and put my hands on my knees, feeling like I can last for 30 minutes or longer. What does that look like? Is it a slow walk? Is it a medium walk? Is it a power walk? We're gonna talk about all the details today, but get real with yourself now. What could I repeat over and over and over again and not feel discouraged by? What's happening to a lot of you likely is that you're looking around at what Zone 2 training looks like for other people that might be farther along in the journey, and each day that you don't get anywhere close to what you're seeing, you feel like you're not cut out for it. You definitely don't feel excited to attempt it again. And quite honestly, it's too hard for you right now. So you're missing the whole point of the Zone 2 training in the first place, which is creating that aerobic base. So from this moment right here, we're all gonna commit to finding out what our effort levels are. Right now in this moment, what is our easy, medium, and hard? We need to figure out what those are so that we can gain control over going between them. The best feeling in the world as a beginner athlete of any kind is the first time you feel like it's your choice to stop in the middle of an effort. We all know the feeling right now. We're going out trying to run. We always have to stop because we can't breathe. Our legs hurt. That person's going too fast. It's never really our choice to dial it back. What if I told you that if you actually gave yourselves levels of effort relative to what you are able to do right now, you wouldn't feel like such a loser or so behind because everything is gonna be within your control. The first time ever that you're out on a run and you decide to stop versus needing to stop, you are gonna feel like a superhuman. It is the best feeling in the world. I'm gonna get you there very quickly. Now I'm gonna explain where a lot of you guys are currently. I believe this to be true because I was there once as well, and I am saying this without judgment of any kind. Right now, in your life, walking has always been a part of it. Leisurely walking, errands, airport, anything with your work, that's something you know you've done your whole life, right? One step above that currently would be walking for exercise. So you're okay with your heart rate coming up a little bit, you can still get sentences out, you're not completely out of breath, you have a little bit more power behind your steps, and you're okay with that because this walk is intentional for health benefit. So you're okay with that. Next level up from there would be going up any set of stairs against your will, really. Unless you're going to do stair workouts right now, it's typical that when you do have to approach a set of stairs, you just know that you feel out of breath. You don't want to be going up them. It reminds you that you have work to do on your fitness. It's not fun. The word that comes to mind is just ugh, UGH, all caps. Up from that is going to be any can't speak, level of jogging or running. Right now, that feels totally foreign and totally uncomfortable. A lot of you guys watching this might not feel like even running for a minute is possible right now. Believe me, I have been there as well. So I just want to first give a frame of reference here from where we're coming from. Walking has always been part of our life, but anything in a higher intensity level might not be something we're used to right now. So I want to acknowledge that as we find our zone 2. I give you guys that detailed explanation because I want you to understand that I know where you are at right now. I understand where you're coming from, and I want you to understand where you're coming from. Anything above a walk is very foreign right now. Your legs are burning, your lungs are burning. It feels like you have duct tape around them because this is a totally uncomfortable exercise. You can't even fathom having gears to go between or heart rate zones to choose between within the state of running, because the act of running alone is already so different from walking. So if you are one of the people who wrote back to me from that other video saying, hey, I cannot run and stay in zone 2, one of two things are happening. Either you can maintain the act of running just fine, but you are going to be in a higher heart rate zone and you just can't get it down. Or 2, you can keep your heart rate low in that zone 2, but the actual movement of running doesn't feel like you can keep doing it. It's so heavy, so sloppy, really, really uncomfortable. If any of what I just said is resonating with you, it feels like I'm speaking to you, we have 2 action items to accomplish today. Number 1, you're going to go watch my video I did on how to make running slower feel comfortable. I'll have it linked. It is a video I did entirely on how to trick the body to make it feel like in your normal natural run pace. In that first zone 2 video, I talk about that neighborhood loop, right? When we're in the zone, how good it feels. Our body is going to think we're doing that, but we're actually going to be creating less output. So I'm going to slow you down. You're covering less ground, working less hard, but we can sustain that for longer. Again, building that aerobic base. So I teach you in that video how to, from a functional standpoint make that slow running feel natural to you. The second thing I need us to do today is create zones within our walking. One of my favorite concepts in endurance training is we can adapt much more quickly if we find something we can repeat and want to repeat. Going back to what I said earlier in the video, our ego always wins in the beginning. We are always comparing ourselves and thus never being able to hold on long enough to see physical benefit. So you go over and over again trying something that's too hard for you right now and failing, and what's really happening is you're just never getting to a nice medium zone 2 level in order to create that fitness in your body. So it's like you're going crazy, insanity, the definition, whatever they say about repeating something over and over and expecting different results, this is the exact example of that. So if we can create zones within our walking, we're actually going to be able to figure out what gives us that aerobic benefit and what can we repeat over and over again to again see that adaptation, that change. I want to use a current real life example to explain how well this stuff works. I have a client right now, we've been working together about 2 months and she is crushing it. She's such a good example of what I'm explaining in this video. 2 months ago when we met, no activity in her life. She was very, very inactive, had a big weight loss goal, and eventually wants to run a marathon. I know she's going to be able to do that. There's no question in my mind. What we have done is treated her training plan in the meantime, these last 2 months, as if she's in the middle of a marathon plan. So I write her workouts interval style, all based around her current zones, right? So she has different speeds of walking right now, and we've really helped her learn her body. What does the easy walk feel like? What does the medium, what does the power walk feel like? And we have these 3 modes that she goes between. She's gotten to learn herself at the higher heart rates, the really low heart rate that feels now just like her daily life routine, and right in the middle, where does it feel like she's actually building that base, and how does it feel comfortable enough on the body that she'll keep repeating it? I tell you guys about her because in these last 2 months, we have already watched her zones graduate, I like to call it. Her hard, a month ago, is now her medium, etc. And don't tell her this, but we are very close to starting to work in some running and some jogging because I believe she's ready. From a fitness perspective, she has been doing things consistently for long enough now that she has that base and can go to that next level. So we'll keep moving with her. But we did it in a safe, repeatable way that she was actually excited to show up for. So here's your first piece of homework. I want you guys to go out this week and figure out what your current zone 2 is. Now, I'm using that as a broad term at this point. Watch obviously shows, if you have a smartwatch of any kind, it has heart rate zones that it's picked up on based on your daily activity level. It's all relative, right? So it's good to have, a frame of reference, but it may not be totally accurate. What I want you guys to think about is 6 out of 10 effort. You're all out, can't breathe versus you're 0 asleep in bed. figuring out that 6-ish out of 10, what does that feel like? What speed walk is it that I could actually be out there doing this for 30 minutes plus at a time? Now, I promised to make you guys a video on how to break up your whole training week, different zones, how much time to spend in each zone based on your training goal. But for now, here's our approach. I want you guys to pick 3 days during your week, spread them out, where you're gonna spend the 30 plus minutes in zone 2. Whatever walk speed you've determined is good for that right now that you can hold on to and feel okay in, you're gonna do that, let's for example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's laying our groundwork for our increased aerobic-based fitness. We are getting more and more fit because we're spending that 90 minutes in zone 2. And then on top of that, we're gonna start working in the higher heart rate zones in very controlled amounts so that we can cross the bridge and eventually get into some running. What I want you guys to do is 2 other days, the non-zone 2 days, you can pick when they are, you're gonna go out and do something more interval style. So here's an example. I would go 5 rounds of 3 minutes power walk if I feel like I can hold the power walk for 3 minutes and breathe through it. Higher heart rate zone, but I know it's just the 3 minutes. Then I'm gonna stop for 1 minute and completely recover. 5 rounds of that would be a great example of that type of day. You could also do 2 minutes of a power walk or even just slightly faster than medium walk, and then 1 minute easy, but you're still in the walk. So you might just kind of go up and down, but you're always in that walk motion. You don't need that full stop and recover. But what we're doing is kind of lightly introducing the idea of working harder than zone 2 while we are also building that base. So these things are happening at the same time, which like I was saying with my client, we are approaching this like I would with any runner. We are just using our individual zones right now. This might sound really silly, but I'm gonna show you guys my technique for easy, medium, and power walk because they might be hard to differentiate between if you're not so aggressively looking at your watch. I want you to feel like you know when they feel different. Easy walk, we know. Leisurely, we're not thinking about it, autopilot, meandering around the grocery store, that's your easy walk. Medium walk is gonna be thought of as anything with some intention behind it, a little bit of power behind it, thinking about it from the hips the same way we do when I talk about increasing your run speed. So pretend that I'm just lightly guiding your hips from behind and you've just got a little bit of a quicker step. Think about more steps per minute. Loose ankles, but you're keeping everything nice and stacked as you do it. So thinking of a direction, a purpose, you're late to a meeting, but you're not gonna run down the hallway. You're just gonna walk with intention. That's what I call the medium walk. When it comes to power walk, I think we all go to that visual of the YMCA, all the retirees are there in aerobics class. It feels silly to walk with such purpose, but it's so effective in, again, creating something that you can sustain in the heart rate you need to build the aerobic fitness. I've said it 1,000 times. I believe with the power walk, it's best to lift the knees a little bit more than you do in your normal walk, keeping the ankles loose and creating a big arm swing that helps move you forward with power. There's no other way to say it. I want you guys to find a mini march with that hip pushing forward just like this. The key here is to keep the steps still pretty small. We don't want such a long stride that your calves get smoked when you do this. Again, that brings us up to that higher heart rate zone. We're almost just as bad as when we're jogging or attempting to jog. So power walk is a mini march, a slight lift of the knees, that little tiny number 4. Hips are constantly pushing to be over, and we've got that arm drive going here, elbows straight back. So just a higher intensity version of the medium walk with a little bit more of a knee lift. Without gears or zones in our training, we're just at the mercy of how we feel, right? It's all very reactive. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if we don't break down levels of walking, we really feel like we have to just walk or jump into a full run. And it really feels like a large gap. So if we can create those zones relative to where we are now, we can create a plan so that when we go out and do our workout, we know we're gonna complete it or have a really good chance of completing it. So enough days in a row of doing what you said you were gonna do, your confidence is through the roof and your fitness is building way faster. I want you guys to try what I said in this video for 3 weeks. The 3 days of zone 2, the 2 days of that interval style workout. Again, we can get more specific. I do have training plans, by the way, on my website that lay everything out for you so you don't have to do the thinking. But try this for 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, you are gonna watch yourself build fitness so much faster than you thought you could. You are gonna be jumping up levels. All of a sudden, zone 2 will be a jog, and zones 3 and 4 will be faster runs. Highest zone will be sprints around the track or a 5K PR. You're gonna watch it happen. It's gonna happen quicker than you think. But again, ego out the door, stop comparing to everybody else. Let's get the results much sooner and start feeling better about ourselves. I love you guys so much. I will make that other zone 2 video talking about how to break down the training week. But let me know what else we need, and I will see you very soon. Bye.